Hey guys, so word on the street is that Bighit is going to be coming out with a new boy group. And we're thinking it's this year, right? Is it this year? I think they're supposed to come out in 2025. So I wanted to do a reading. This was also suggested by somebody to do a reading on the new Hybe boy group. And how it's going to affect other boy groups in Bighit and Hybe and just in general. Are they going to be successful? Are they not going to be as successful? I don't necessarily want to say flop, but if you know, you know. And yeah, we're going to just look. We're going to see what's kind of in store for them. This is just going to be a 3-card pool. Going to be pretty simple, so I hope that you guys enjoy this. Oh, you cannot see that. Okay. Well, right off the bat, I feel like people are immediately going to be watching this group with harsh eyes. I see people feeling like the group is born out of greed. I don't really know why that is. People feel like it's a money grab. Do we know who's supposed to be in this group? Is there like a person from like a disbanded boy group, or like just a really well-known trainee or something that's supposed to be in this group? I just feel like people being like, this is a money grab. And that's all it is. Why? I don't know. I just see people being checked out almost like immediately. Which is weird to me. Like, you're not even gonna let them cook? Not even a little bit? You know what? On the same hand, though, I do feel like there's going to be a fandom born for this group pretty early on. And I think that the vibe of this fandom is kind of it feels very protective, very motherly, very like, I don't know, let me cradle you. I don't know. It just feels very empathetic. So I do think they're gonna be able to create a fan base. I don't think that this is gonna be so like widespread that like everybody hates it. Obviously not. I feel like there's gonna be a conversation of people who are like, we don't want things to change for, I don't know if this is necessarily for this group or if it's for other groups or for a Bighit. There's a feeling of a resistance to change, and I don't know if that's from the fans or if that's from inside the company. I am seeing people being silenced. I'm not sure. I mean, unless this is like people's initial expectations and then they realize that, oh, they're actually pretty good. Like the song's actually a banger. That could happen. I see them being a little overlooked, though. And I see them bringing in money. So I see them being successful. I am seeing a little bit of hate their way. People are going to call them a money grab. People are going to call them boring, I think. People are just going to be like, oh, they're kind of like, what's the right word for this? Because I see their hard work being overlooked. So I wonder if they're more pretty looking, and I wonder if people are going to make like claims that they're only in the group because of that. Like, I feel like their talent is going to be undermined because they have very pretty faces, I feel like. And so people, when you have very pretty idols, they like to try and claim that they're not talented. That's not the case here. They do work very hard, but people are going to try and undermine it because of the agendas that they have. All in all, I feel like they're going to have a pretty strong fan base, though, as does pretty much every boy group, but especially every HYBE boy group has a pretty strong fan base. Yeah, and I do see success for them, too. I see them pretty able to hold their own. In terms of like, yeah, I just see them able to kind of stand with their heads held high. I just think that I think people are gonna get a little tricked in a good way, because I think that and when I say people, I mean like haters or like antis, whatever you want to call them. I think that they're gonna get a little tricked, because I think when they see this boy group before they debut, they're gonna be like, oh, this is a money grab, they're all pretty, they're not gonna be talented, whatever. And then they're gonna like debut and the song's gonna be kind of fire, and they're gonna be like really ultra mega talented, and I think people are gonna have to kind of eat their words a little bit. And I think it's gonna inflate the boys in this group. I think it's gonna give them more confidence, because I think that they're gonna see a kind of shift. As far as fandom goes, I think they're gonna build a strong fandom pretty fast, but I don't know if they're going to be as cutthroat as a lot of other fandoms are, at least not at first. I see their fandom being a bit more soft. Not necessarily like to other people. I see them very soft to the boys. You know how fans of like TXT make fun of TXT? Like, you know, if you know, you know. And then you have like fandoms that don't do that as much. It's giving a fandom that doesn't do that as much. It's giving a fandom that's very soft and very sweet. And I do think that they're going to be probably a pretty well-liked fandom. As well-liked as any fandom could be, I guess. You know, people are going to have issues with anybody in a fandom if the person behind the user is a twat. But, you know. Yeah, I just see people being like, okay. Okay, I'm happy with this. This is all right. This is pretty good. Yeah, I see good things for them. Let's see. Is there anything else I want to see about this group? I want to see the reception of their neighboring boy groups, their big brother groups. So I'm going to pull a card for BTS, and I'm going to pull a card for TXT and see what they feel about this boy group. Ooh, is there going to be competition? Probably not, because if you know anything about BTS, then you know they are super seniors to every single group under HYBE. And TXT has been so beloved by BTS that I cannot imagine that they will be threatened at all. Or at least have that kind of energy of feeling like, oh, we should feel threatened. I think that BTS probably would have weeded that out of them. Okay, this is BTS. This is TXT. Oh, yeah. Okay, so BTS, I think that their thought process going into it is going to be, this is a group that is going to work well together. And it feels a little more analytical, not so emotional. I feel like they have this idea that groups are successful when everybody in the group is harmonious. And they're probably right. They're probably right. But they very much value having a strong group in terms of communication, and do you all like each other? Are you all like compatible with each other? That's kind of where their head's at. And so I think that they are I think that they think that this group works well together. And that, again, that's not like visually, that's like they work well together. Good teamwork. TXT is the fool. They see them as like babies. They see them as like little babies, innocent, shield them from the world. That's what they want to do. Yeah. So, and I feel like if I had pulled a card for how BTS felt about TXT when TXT first debuted, I feel like I would have gotten the full card because it feels very similar to that kind of energy. Yeah, I see them being, I don't see them feeling weird about it. I don't know why they would. I feel like BTS is so in a different league that it really doesn't matter what other group comes out. They're always going to kind of have their own success. And I think TXT has kind of reached a good point too, where they have a very strong fandom. And yeah, I just think that they have really made their own over the years. I was there when TXT debuted. And the start off was slow, I felt like, for TXT. And then they just kind of bloomed and blossomed, and it was nice to see. And I feel like that's gonna happen for these guys as well. I think that before their debut, they're going to be very, like, again, there's going to be very harsh eyes on them. I think after they debut, people are going to have to kind of choke on their words a little bit, because I think that they're going to prove a lot of people wrong. And what do you expect from a big hit group? Come on, guys. Are you kidding me? This is big hit we're talking about, okay? This isn't hype. This is big hit. So let's chill. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope this answered whatever questions you may have. And if you did enjoy it, then you should subscribe, because I plan to make videos at least once a week, hopefully once a week. And if you subscribe, then you will know exactly when I post them. So you should do that if you like this and you like any of my other videos. But I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!